Good morning, everyone. I am Dr. Parmesha, Department of Botany, St. Joseph's University, Bengaluru.
Welcome to the Botany Open Elective course Gardening and Landscaping Technology. So, of course, we discussed about a little bit in the garden in the morning, but if you start from now by seeing this picture, so can you define or can you somebody tell? So, what is garden? Garden is an extension of our home if it is in small scale, our office from a medium scale, and should provide indoor or outdoor place. If it is outdoor, it's relatively bigger. Okay, so as you told, it's a place with lots of plants, greenery. Yes. Okay, so this is extension of our home or office, and it should provide an indoor or outdoor place for us to enjoy life to the full. Okay, so first of all, when it comes to garden, okay, so we never think of any monetary benefit from that. Okay, so are we think of monetary benefit? No, right? Okay, we never look for, if it's a garden, I want to harvest something from this, I want to get some monetary benefit from this garden. Okay, we never bother about that, just we want aesthetic purpose. Okay, so to enjoy our life. Okay, the day-to-day stressful life, we have to enjoy, we have to relax. Okay, so there are various types of garden. Okay, small scale, regional scale, even at large scale. Okay, you can see big ranches. Okay, big gardens, so space for entertainment. Okay, and play area while children are young, so they we need a play area, and peaceful but beautiful yard to relax our free time. So that's how. So we in fact we call it as a gardens or outdoor rooms. Okay, so how we set up our own room, our bedroom or our living. So just like that, even our gardens are also set up something like this. Okay, you might have seen like this. So there are plant component and non-plant component. Non-plant component, you can see tiles, patios, teapots, chairs, stairs. Okay, and cross walls and pots, everything we build. Okay, as per our requirement. Okay, so first of all, it has to appeal, okay, the person who is living in that area, person who is visiting in that area. So that's why we have small scales to large scales. At home, we have a small garden. In our office, we have a garden. In our college, we have a garden. And apart from that, large scale gardens like you can say, you can take Bangalore. Okay, so Lalbagh. Okay, so it's a big garden. Okay, it's for a recreation purpose. Okay, so why we are going there? So we're going to relax our free time. Okay, so to enjoy the beauty of the nature in the form of a garden. Okay, in the form of a garden. Of course, you can learn something from in while study something. We'll come to that later. How these gardens are really helpful towards academy. Okay, so where we can really learn sustainability and culture and conservation. Okay, we'll talk about that later. Okay, this is quite simple information when it comes to garden. What is garden? Okay, so and next, this is some more. Okay, so some more aspects about this garden you can see here. Yeah, again, so what we think of, yes, somebody told the piece of land or with several flowers, but but gradually we are not just looking for the garden, okay, as just for aesthetic beauty. Along with that, we need some monetary benefit too. Okay, we need some monetary benefit too. Yeah, of course there are exclusive gardens, so which are used only for aesthetic purpose, only for entertainment. Okay, only for play area, only for relaxing. But apart from that, so many people used to grow a garden. Okay, along with various types of flowers, fruits, vegetables. Okay, and ranches. So uh, this is for just aesthetic purpose. Okay, and relaxing purpose, but also we try to get some monetary benefit out of that. Okay, so we can see a pomiculture. Okay, so maybe we have some garden on land. Okay, orchard, and we have various types of plants. Along with that, we grow uh, fruits. Okay, so cultivation of fruits is nothing but pomiculture. And floriculture, cultivation of flowers. Okay, of course, so Bangalore, as I told you, so Bangalore is one of the hub for flower cultivation. Okay, maybe if you explore, you get many more uh, floriculture areas in Bangalore. Of course, whatever we harvest in the morning around uh, 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock, by 9, 10 o'clock, it will be there in other countries. Okay, so that's how we have a very good networking. Okay, for floriculture, that's why Bangalore is a relatively good hub. And olericulture is again cultivation of vegetable, and viticulture, cultivation of grapes, and enology, study of wine, and pastoralism. Okay, so pastoralism is also one of the important aspects in gardening. Of course, they don't have much flowering plants, but they grow. If you see in the last picture, okay, so it's actually initially started for nomadic people, but now, so if they have so quite big land, so they develop pastoralism. Okay, so to rear, it's a kind of animal husbandry. It's a form of animal husbandry where domesticated animals are known as livestock are released, okay, so into large vegetated outdoor lands for grazing. Okay, so that's how they rear this livestock and also get benefit out of that livestock too. Okay, and apart from that, so they also have some aesthetic value so around their house, okay, around their estate, etc., etc. So not only just cows, they have camels, goats, elk, okay, reindeer, horse, and sheep. So these things are actually maintained in uh, ranch. Okay, so this is how pastoralism become. Okay, so very popular in many countries in the form of garden. Okay, in the form of garden. Okay, so now, so you can see, of course, if you go to ancient period, so they are first time when they started gardening, they look for only useful flower, okay, useful products from the forest. Okay, that's how it more or less looks like forest, but later is aesthetic purpose. And after that, okay, so no need to just waste our time, money, land, everything just for flowers. So let's get some monetary benefit. So they introduce all these things. Okay, so that's why gardens play a big part in the life of many people across the world. Of course, if you consider all these things, okay, so olericulture, pomiculture, floriculture, garden, and other things. So 30% of the household worldwide having garden for various purpose. Okay, various purpose. So some maybe just aesthetic purpose if you have small land. So some with relatively bigger land, they can use space for some entertainment, and there's a playing area and some place where they can relax. Okay, so that's how wherever they get land, they used to build. Okay, they used to so build a garden. Okay, so even nowadays, I told you, so if they build houses, at least they leave some space for a garden. Suppose if there is no proper space for their garden, so they'll go for terrace gardening. Okay, so terrace gardening, of course, we have a one exclusively 1 hour one hour class on terrace gardening only. So we'll discuss that. Okay, so many achievements were done on terrace gardening. Okay, so not only just monetary benefit, but also some ecological point of view also. Okay, the terrace gardenings are playing a major role. Okay, so again, this is useful for plant, useful for nature, and it's useful for us. Okay, so that's how if you start something, it has to be kind of ecologically sound and economically viable and socially acceptable. You have to so work in that line, then only we can achieve. Okay, so like accomplishment where we really wanted to have a garden. Okay, so otherwise, uh, to get one benefit, you should not affect other thing. Okay, so that's how we have to maintain garden. Okay, so this is about garden, what you told. Okay, yes, there's a piece of land with lots of plant, but not just a plant for some purpose, plant for various purpose. That is a multi-purpose, whatever I discussed so far. Okay, so then gardening. Okay, so garden, whatever you told is a garden. Then what is gardening? Okay, so gardening is a practice of growing and cultivating plants. Okay, so whatever you see, the beautiful pictures here, even the beautiful pictures here. Okay, yes, some lawns, some grasses are here, some, okay, some cactus species are there. Okay, some pteridophytes are there, some what is that, duranta, some other what is that, some, yeah, some roses or some tulips, whatever. Okay, you can see many things here. So by looking this only, it looks so aesthetic and so beautiful, and some non plant components also there. But this will not come just like that. Okay, so if you send somebody to do these things, they'll not do it. Okay, you have to have some basic idea about plants and non-plants. Okay, so non-plant components, where to keep these things, what plant to select. So based on that particular area, particular climate, what plant will definitely grow in that area, because plant won't grow everywhere. Okay, for example, if you take a Santalum album, it will not grow everywhere. Okay, there's a specific climate it requires. Like that, some plants they are endemic or specific to some area, and some are like they are cosmopolitan in distribution because they grow everywhere all across the world. Okay, so for garden purpose, so they use those type of species. But if it's really important, some endemic species which are localized species which are really beautiful, and some economic or ecological value, so they will grow that plant also. So that's why the practice of gardening is a very important. Okay, so that's why gardening is a practice of growing and cultivating plant as part of horticulture. Okay, so in garden, generally ornamental plants are growing. Okay, so that's overall appearance. We look for overall appearance because just we go for a ornamental plants. Okay, flowers and foliages are important, but later stages, so we can also use vegetables, leaf vegetables, fruits, herbs, or grow for a consumption. Okay, so and some are medicinal value, some are cosmetic value. Of course, we have so some medicinal plant cultivation areas. Okay, so in entire Karnataka, okay, Karnataka Forest Department has established some MPCs called MPCA, medicinal plant conservation area. Okay, so it's more or less some Aushadhi Vana, Sasya Vana, like that. There are different names. Okay, so they gave Dhanvantri Vana, like that. They have made so different name where they are growing this medicinal plant. Of course, some of the medicinal plants will give so beautiful texture and structure, and some will give beautiful flowers too. Okay, so organizing, okay, in a proper way that give aesthetic value, but also they are medicinal value. Okay, we can use those plants for our so day-to-day life as a medicinal purpose. Okay, so that's how we look for always. Okay, overall appearance. Okay, that's why gardening is very important, the practice of growing and cultivating plant. For that we need a skilled person. So what skilled person? So we should know what are the plants. Okay, so he knows the scientific name and some other, okay, local names and some of the characters of that particular plant. Okay, and you know the non-plant components. Okay, and where to plant, how to plant, what are the requirements. So, and of course how many days we need to water, and what menus we require. So for this particular plant, do we require greenhouse? Okay, so do we require greenhouse? Do we require a manure of different types? Do we require chemical manure? Do we require pesticide? Or do we require okay, any organic manure? Okay, so cow dung, etc., etc. Okay, so like that. Okay, we have to have some basic knowledge, so then only the gardeners will actually really know, okay, what can be done. That's how so the beautiful gardens whatever we have today, okay, in around us, so we are seeing them. So of course by learning these things, okay, so these tools and techniques and skills, you can also so be a good entrepreneur, okay, to develop a garden. Okay, so uh, so already, so you know, so you have very good education, and if you know little bit about this, you can expand your business too. Okay, so and of course we have several examples from our own botany department. Okay, and some of the other departments also, so they have learned some skills through these courses, and they have started. Of course, before last year one passed out student, I don't know from which department, he has started mushroom cultivation, because we had a mushroom cultivation open elective. He started, of course, he's earning quite a good of money. And another student from botany department, she started a cactus, okay, cactarium. That means so cactus garden. So now she's selling cactus, and again she made her own uh, business. Okay, so like that. If really you adapt, you learn things, and if you try to expand your knowledge, okay, I mean, of course I don't tell whatever we give in this 45 hours course won't make you a good entrepreneur, but if you put effort along with this, so of course you will get some idea. Okay, you can implement in the later stages, and you can start your own, okay, so business of gardening and landscaping. Of course you can go as a consultant, okay, and work in that line. Okay, so that's why I'm telling in the last sentence. See here, for some people it's just a hobby, so just to relax, to overcome our day-to-day pressure. Okay, after coming from office. Okay, so at home, if you have some small garden, you work in that garden. Okay, so you can relax there. Okay, so kind of a stress buster. Okay, um, hobby. And for some people, it's essential and it's a way of life or a profession. So they will convert that gardening into hobby and profession. Okay, they'll go as a consultant, and they sometimes they full-fledged gardening they will establish, and they will help people. Okay, so you can give suggestions. Okay, you can give suggestions. You can sell plants. You can okay, you can design. Okay, so some interior design, exterior design for gardening. Okay, so and what plants we require, how to maintain, and some low cost, no cost technology. So these things will really bring you lots of opportunity and scope in the world. Okay, so that's how gardening is a very important aspects nowadays.
With this, I'll stop my class today. I have used innumerable photographs from various sources, especially from the internet for study purpose. Hereby, I am acknowledging the respective people and also the respective website for their lively and informative photographs and information. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe the channel. See you in the next video.